Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining me today on episode 2 of In My Opinion. In a world full of crap and problems and stress and negative social media, along with crime and violence, inflation, you name it, people are just unhappy, filled with self-doubt and insecurity. We are constantly in a state of anxiety as there is so much noise around us that pains our minds and our souls. And we just want some peace and quiet and the calming of our spirits, but we just don't know how. Along comes Desiderata, a poem by Max Ehrmann, though written in 1927, nearly 100 years ago, that in my opinion offers some of the best wisdom of how to find inner peace, kindness and authenticity, while highlighting the fundamental human need for meaning and fulfillment in this chaotic, rapidly changing world. Desiderata is arguably more relevant today than it has ever been. So, let's get into it. The poem opens up with a simple but profound line. Go placidly amid the noise and haste, and remember what peace there may be in silence. We are just always distracted and almost never find a time to just be quiet. Turn off the mind, the devices and the voices that consume us, and just sit in silence. For it is only in silence we will find inner peace. In silence we often find clarity to be able to rebuild our strength and face life's complexities. Oftentimes when I get home from work, before I enter the house, I try to just sit in the car and just try to breathe. I'm so tense, I'm so stressed, my cup is just overflowing with crap. So even when I enter the house and I'm greeted with joy and affection, I'm just not mentally in a position even to accept this love. And I may end up spreading my negative energy into the house. Even more than ever, we just need to reset our minds with silence. Whether it be before we take on the world or after facing it. But most definitely, we need it. The poem then says, as far as possible without surrender, be on good terms with all persons. This means to make every effort to show kindness, tolerance and acceptance. But it doesn't mean that we'll sacrifice our principles and our values. Being on good terms doesn't mean conforming to others' expectations or suppressing our own beliefs. It means treating others with respect, even when they differ from us. But in a world now where persons are on edge, I don't want any trouble. Right now, if someone steps on my foot, I'll be the first to say sorry for almost tripping them. What does it really cost us to be calm? Suppress our egos that want to fight? Sometimes it's just best to smile and walk away. A soft answer does turn away wrath. The prisons and the cemeteries are all filled with those who couldn't. Now, avoid loud and aggressive persons. They are vexatious to the spirit. There's almost nothing more infuriating than when you are forced to deal with these awful persons. You think about them and your interaction for days. It's very bad when this person is at work, especially when he or she is the boss. But even worse when this person is at home. But I caution you, be careful that loud and aggressive person we speak of isn't actually you. We are constantly comparing ourselves, with social media making it now exponentially worse. Never before have we felt more insecure, more fatter, more uglier and inadequate. The poem then says, if you compare yourselves with others, you may become vain or bitter, for always there will be greater and lesser persons than yourself. Now it's all about the numbers, the number of followers, the number of likes, how much is your income, how many things we have. We need to find contentment within our own journey and finding joy in our own achievements, no matter how small. But even with all the feel-good stuff, the poem now warns us. Exercise caution in your business affairs, for the world is full of trickery. This is not, however, to make us filled with cynicism and skepticism. but help us to stay grounded in honesty, both with others and ourselves, while not being naive. Be yourself, especially do not feign affection. This speaks to the importance of authenticity. We all wear these pretentious masks and filters and present an image that we believe people want to see. But true happiness comes when we embrace our true selves, flaws and all. Genuine relationships and self-acceptance are the foundations of a fulfilling life. Now, one of my favorite lines is, "You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and the stars. You have a right to be here." These words are incredibly humbling. When we feel lost, insignificant, or out of place, it's reassuring to remember that we belong to something greater. Just as trees, rivers, and stars have their place in the universe, so do we. It's a reminder that we are enough, exactly as we are. But perhaps one of the most striking lines in the poem is, "Beyond a wholesome discipline, be gentle with yourself." We are often our harshest critics. We are constantly pushing ourselves to be great, to achieve high standards, and often never content with where we are today. And yes, these goals need extreme discipline, but it shouldn't come at the expense of being kind and gentle and patient towards ourselves. Now, in my opinion, the most important line in this poem is, "Strive to be happy." Happiness is not a destination. It's really a daily choice. We set goals like when we get married, we'll be happy. When we buy the house, when I have $1 million. This means that tomorrow, I'll be happy. Which, as the saying goes, tomorrow never comes. But just in case you didn't know, life will always be full of crap, sham drudgery and broken dreams from now till we die. Therefore, we must actively seek joy and find beauty in our world around us, because we are on this wonderful journey called life. Desiderata truly tries to guide us to seek peace amid chaos, to build genuine relationships, to celebrate our uniqueness and live with integrity. We need to have humility and courage, to be disciplined but gentle, to cherish our strengths without losing sight of the wonderful world around us. I know many things shared today are certainly much easier said than done, but it's in my opinion that on the other side of our efforts, we'll be able to recognize that it is truly a beautiful world when we clear the chaos from our minds that blind us. So let us all try to be happy. And for those who made it to the end, thanks for listening. So, till the next time, in episode 3, I'm going to speak on a motivational but thought-provoking poem. What is your deepest fear?